Hey guys, what's up? Jared here, Dex and Dice. Ramblings of an LGS owner. Excuse me. Um, so today I would like to address something about magic. And I guess, sure, I'm jumping on the bandwagon here, and I'd like to also preface this with my YouTube feed probably isn't your YouTube feed, same as like my internet as a whole probably isn't the internet you see, like Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever. Anyways, so let me preface that with that. Just because I'm saying I see it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to see it. The algorithms feed everyone something different for the most part. So now that that's out of the way, I've been seeing an increase in the is magic failing? Will magic, die? Blah blah blah, all that good stuff again. Um, I don't. The only reason why I can think that this shit keeps popping up is because it gets clicks. It's negative. What is that old news slogan? If it bleeds, it leads, kind of thing. And so I just kind of want to put my 2 cents into it and let that be that. I don't necessarily like jumping on bandwagons because, A, like I said, what I see might not be what you see, so you're probably like, what the hell are you talking about? And B, it's just cheap. Um, I don't like being cheap. I don't like low hanging fruit, but sometimes it's all you got. So, anyways, long and short, no, magic is not going to die. Magic is not going anywhere. It is just going to remain the same. Um, and when I say that, it's just because I was around when it started. I started playing in late 93, 94. Um, and yeah, it was really hard to get your hands on product, but like you could. It was just super fucking hard. Anyways, um, and Magic has gone through numerous this is the end of Magic scenarios, and it's still here 30, what, 2, 3 years later now. Um, so I don't understand where. I guess it's just because of the life cycle of a player. Excuse me. Because the life cycle of a player now versus back then now is, I believe it's like an average of 3 years. Like realistically, I think it's 3 to 4 years. WotC has put that stuff out there before. Now, the reason why that is important is because WotC, Hasbro WotC, whatever you want to call them, they're no longer really interested in having to keep long-term customers. They are the big guys. It's a household name in the industry, at least, like they're the giant, and they're going to step on you and not even know it, kind of thing. So they aren't concerned with, I don't even want to say pandering, but for lack of a better term, pandering to a die-hard like fan base, because let's be real, while everyone knows a few people who have been playing since God knows when, those people are few and far between. Especially like here at the shop, there are a lot of people that are within that 2 to 4 year um, window of time where they've just been playing. There's even a smaller handful of people that have 5 plus years. And out of those 5 plus years people, I do believe there's only two, maybe three that have been playing for like 10 or 15 plus years. So the idea that Magic needs to, or Wizards rather, needs to pander to their die-hard, like, loyal fan base doesn't ring true anymore because they've essentially made it. They don't have to rely on keeping someone there for years at a time just to make sure that their little card game survives another quarter or a year or whatever. Sorry, guys, it's like pollen and all that good shit. I really apologize about that. But they really don't need to worry about that anymore. Because they've gone over that hill and that's just not really on their radar. They know through years upon years of data that they cycle through players on a 3 to 4 year basis, 2 to 4 years, whatever you look up, it's going to vary between 2 and 4, but we'll just say 3. They know by now that they're going to cycle through people every 3 years, which is probably one of the behind the scene factors of why they upped rotation to 3 years, because then that's the lifespan of a player, you know? So, in their eyes, they don't need to worry about really holding anyone for more than, say, 2 years, realistically. So that's why you're seeing the lack of like hardcore legitimate Magic sets now. No one is around long enough to really care about any finely tuned lore, any kind of like finely tuned scenarios that happen, any of that stuff, like mechanics, nothing. No one is around long enough, and when I say no one, I mean the vast majority of people, because again, there are unicorns, I'm not talking about unicorns. No one is really going to be around long enough in the next 3 or 4 years to care, you know? And while that seems like it's one of the decisions from the outside looking in, from players looking into WotC, looks like one of those like, well, you know, what's going on? Like, you're just going to lose people, and, you know, I don't like the direction that Magic is going in because of Universes Beyond or Secret Layers or whatever, you know. It's like, and I'm just going to be done with it. And it's like, well, that's cool. You can be done with it. Magic's not going to fail because of it, because for every person that leaves, either be it like the natural, you know, lifespan, or they just don't agree with Universes Beyond, the Secret Layer bullshit. You know, a lot of high end people dropped out with the Magic 30 kerfuffle, but ultimately it doesn't matter, because everything that Magic is putting out with like Universes Beyond and even the Secret Layers is hitting a wide demographic of people, to where you drop out, 2 others come in, and it might only be to buy that Universes Beyond set or that Secret Layer or whatever, but it doesn't matter. The money has been made. They keep pressing on and going forward, because all that matters now to Hasbro WotC is making it year to year to year. And that's just not even like making it as in like having a player base from year to year, because they've already got that. It's cemented in there. It's just money at this time. We all know that. That's not a big secret. Everyone bitches about that, and you're accurate to bitch about that. But that's just the way that they're operating now. There's no need for them to really, like I said, to cultivate a rich, deep lore anymore. A really well thought out, put together, honest to God Magic set. There's no real reason for them to do that anymore. Because it's too much for them to focus on, you know, I guess their R&D or whatever. It's too much for them to focus on when they can just pull stuff from Assassin's Creed or Warhammer or SpongeBob, you know, whatever. They can just pull stuff, pay a little bit of money to use the rights for it, and regurgitate it into a Magic product and just sell it that way, you know, which is super fucking sad. But I stand by, and I've been proven right, that Magic's not going anywhere. You can be pissed off at WotC all you want to be. You can vote with your wallet all that you want to. While that is kind of effective, if not enough of you do it, no one gives a shit, because again, they lose 1, 2 more come in, at least. Just because of, oh, I like, we'll say, Spider-Man, or after Spider-Man is you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, they're hitting major IPs to where it's just going to suck some people in for the quick grab, and that's all that really matters at this point with WotC, is just making the money. And that's disgusting from a standpoint of a person who has enjoyed playing Magic and is a unicorn that has been playing Magic for, we'll say, 5+ years, okay? Like, that's a kick in the face. Like, you got into it because you enjoyed the mechanics, you liked the lore, the sets were cool, etc., etc. And lo and behold, it's no longer the game that you remember, and you're probably contemplating ditching it anyways. But I'll leave that alone. So, you can be mad at WotC all you want. It's not going to matter. They're, like I said, they're the giant now. The only thing that would stop Magic from continuing to go would be if everyone just collectively said, fuck it, I'm done, and just withdrew and went to any of the other smaller, awesome little card games that there are popping up now. There's tons of them that will rival Magic if people paid enough attention and start playing it. Like, I mean, Digimon is a great example, at least for here. Honestly, Digimon will rival our like Magic Nights. I mean, our well, yeah, sometimes we even Magic if it's like a big enough release or whatever. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh does the same thing here, especially when the college kids are in here. Our Wednesday Yu-Gi-Oh nights will sometimes rival the Commander nights. Pokemon guys, I Pokemon is just a collector's game. I mean, there are some players out there, but I swear to God, I don't know where you guys are. It's really just collectors and scalpers. Sorry, not sorry. Then you got smaller games like, Grand Archive. That's really good. Not a lot of people pay it attention. Um, there's supposed to be, like that game Primal is supposed to be pretty good. I don't know. Haven't tried it. Um, I know I'm flaking on quite a few at the moment, but like there are other card games that like Force of Will, honestly. I mean, the meta gets kind of weird after the set is in there and all that good stuff, but I mean, Force of Will is even good if you can give it time. There are other games out there that if people would just give it time or give it a try, they would like it more than Magic. Magic is a great game, don't get me wrong. Mechanics are solid. Some of them are dumb, retarded, like, why would you make this? And some mechanics are like, hey, that's pretty awesome. But there's also 30 plus years of trial and error, so of course it's going to be good. These other little games don't have that really. Um, but that's the only thing I can say that would really take a chip at Hasbro with that would be if everyone just said screw it and tried to migrate to another game. Um, and then of course, like One Piece, Lorcana, blah blah blah. They're there. They're taking small chunks, but there's a huge overlap of Magic players and whatever. So it is what it is. There's also a small thing that a lot of, I guess, shops are overlooking and would kind of make it seem like WotC has taken notice of would be, like I've said many times before in other videos, is player base aside and all that good stuff. Let's just get into the actual like shops acquiring stuff through distro for Magic versus any other game. Any other game is way cheaper for us to buy than a box of Magic. Like, and I think WotC figured that one out. I don't know if maybe they didn't watch my videos bitching about it, mind you, but maybe someone brought it to their attention that, like, hey, we were charging $115 a box, and the average profit margin for a shop is about $25 a box, but Yu-Gi-Oh is over here charging 65, 70 a box with the same $25 profit margin. When a shop can buy 2 boxes of something for the price of our 1 box and they still make $20 a box on those 2 boxes versus the $20 a box on our box, what is the shop's incentive to want to keep buying our boxes? Aside from the obvious of Magic's the giant and it sells and all that good stuff, but like, what if it goes on a downturn, and people don't want Magic stuff anymore? Well, I think WotC got kind of wise to that, which is why most play boxes now are between that $95, $99 mark, which still is not ideal. Um, but they give you like 30 packs, and most of the other games only give you like 20, 24 packs, something like that. So there's more packs in a Magic box, but I don't think it justifies the extra, like, what, $30, 25, $30 to spend to get, we'll say, 6, 8 extra packs or something per box. But anyways, so like once shops start to figure that one out, that they can invest in another game at pretty much half the fucking cost with the same return, I think WotC Hasbro will be, they will feel more heat to do something better, you know? And I think that's something that needs to happen just for the overall health of the way Hasbro WotC has been milking Magic, you know? And even with the secondary games, not only they're cheaper for us to buy, they're cheaper for you guys to buy too. So don't be scared to try to get into another smaller game. The only thing about that is if you're a shop watching this, or if you're even just a customer watching this, you'll need to find a champion for whatever game it is. It doesn't matter if it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, you need to find a champion for it. Or you need to step up and be said champion of that if you want to see it in your shop. Like, full disclosure with the Digimon stuff, if it wasn't for one of my minions being like, hey man, I know you're not in a spot to like take a risk on something new, but here is, I think it gave me like $1,000. He was like, here's $1,000, pull this in, pay me back, which I paid him back, pay me back with what you can, and let's just see what happens, because I have a really good feeling that Digimon will do really well. And he was right. So, like, you need to be the champion of the game you want to see at your shop. I'm not saying give your shop money to start that up, mind you. That was a minion, and my cousin is who did it, okay? Like, like, minion, cousin, he's family. He was like, hey man, I think this would really work. I know you're strapped. Here's $1,000. See what happens. Pay me back. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you need to make sure you have someone to just carry that banner to get it started. Otherwise, like, like in my scenario, if you're just the only person there, which thankfully I was able to hire an actual employee now, so I have one actual employee that helps. But if it's just you, there's no way in hell you can champion, I don't know, we'll say Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, Digimon, DBZ, Lorcana, Force of Will, Primal, Flesh and Blood. There's no way that you can champion probably fucking, we'll say I'm missing 2 or 3 other games. There's no way that you can do 15 games by yourself and still successfully operate your shop. There's just no way. So if you want to see a smaller game succeed and give Magic a run for its money, step up to the plate. Kind of just, it is what it is there. But if it happens and your shop is like, oh, hey, it's actually working out, it's generating some revenue, it's cheaper for me to buy this game anyways, maybe I'll start dumping more money into this game instead of Magic, because Magic is, it's like I've said before, Magic is like the default of the TCG world. It's the default game. It works, does its job. It's okay, But I really think that that's the only way, on a long enough timeline, mind you, that will give WotC a kind of a moment if you see a lot more shops just kind of pivoting towards the smaller games, because they're cheaper to acquire, and honestly a lot of them either steal mechanics or gameplay stuff from Magic anyways, because Magic is like the template for a lot of stuff, or it's just outright like just better. The artwork is better. The cards feel better. The print quality is way better. You know, like I don't know, like Digimon has great print quality. Weiss has great print quality. Grand Archive has wonderful print quality. One Piece does too. Like, you know, the QA, the quality just seems a lot better. So, anyways, that's my rant on that, guys. I just kind of wanted to get that one out of the way. I know it wasn't all like super exciting, but I just wanted to touch on that one. I mean, let me get on the little coattails of the is magic dying thing. No, it's not. It's not dying. It's not going anywhere. Um, the only thing that would make it even like try to pivot to be back to where it was would be if people do just start falling off and going to something else, and that's only going to happen if someone pulls themselves up by the bootstraps and is like, you know what, I really enjoy One Piece. I'm going to champion this shit at my shop to make sure that it survives. Or I really like Force of Will. Let me do this. You know, we talk to the shop owner, be like, hey man, we can do this. I'll be the one who sets up the events, runs the events. You know, blah blah blah, all that good stuff, and just, you know, see what happens. I'm willing to bet though it'll be like pulling teeth. Most places don't enjoy trying to take, you know, leaps of faith like that. But you never know unless you try. The worst they can say is no, and then you're just stuck back at square one. So, anyways, believe I'm done. You guys have a good one. You know, enjoy yourselves. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to like, sub, share, all that good stuff. Every social we have is in the comments. Join the Patreon. By all means, it helps. It helps a lot, actually. If you're a local person, the $10 tier or above will help you save 10% on your new and sealed products. If you're one of the locals that actually comes to our events, there are some tiers in there that knock off 1 week of locals and still give you a 10% discount. So just, you know, take a look at the Patreon, sign up, help us out, help me continue doing this. I don't have any sponsorships or anything like that, so help me sponsor me by joining Patreon. There's a couch change option on there too, where it's like $1.50 a month. So, you know, I would appreciate anything because beggars can't be choosers. But anyways, guys, have a good one. Remember, life is not a dick. You don't have to take it so hard, or you're a trash can, not a trash can't. And enjoy yourselves and have a good weekend.